Hello, howdy do. Beep, motherfucker. Trying to help you, motherfucker. Beautiful sunny day. Just walking down the Wildcat Creek Trail. Big brother is watching. Coming back from the grocery outlet. Groceries. Beautiful. Sunny San Pablo, California. It's Monday. Monday. What that means. I'm up entirely too early. Had a good few hours of sleep when I woke up this morning. Hey, Mary, good to see you. It's Victoria Day and you're trolling the local news stations. Excellent. We have a Memorial Day coming up. Which I guess we're remembering the veterans or something like that. Creek is still flowing. A parade day. Nice. Once I get back to the homestead here, open it up for a little bit before I take my nap. Definitely gonna need a nap. I'm gonna do another 12-hour shift tonight. I had to call in sick on Friday, so no bueno. Hey, Christian Carpenter, good to see you again. Your AC just quit working. It's hot here today. Sorry. Hey, what's up, Todd? Doing Windows? Works good. I went and did a few hours door dashing last night. I made $50. It's good. It's much needed. And I wasn't sure which days I signed up to work. It's today and Wednesday. I gotta do doubles, so. Probably gonna be like 80 today. Like probably 78 now. I didn't even check the weather. Funny, I was feeling all giddy, this walk. I think I need some more water. I got a little too stoned while I was watching G-Man earlier. Didn't bring any with me. Water, I mean. Or weed. Actually, I'm out of weed again. Sounds like it blows. Being without AC in the heat, yeah, it sucks dick. I don't have AC either. I have a ceiling fan, and I have my little fan, and I just got my big box fan back from Mom's house. So I didn't have that last summer. Usually out today. Somebody must have. Vehicle abatement. Hey, Chihuahua. What's up, pup? Almost there. Along the sidewalk and shit. Hey, Silverwood, good to see you. It's good though. I've been walking in yesterday and today, which is nice. Saturday, I had to work because I took the day off Friday. Well, I was already scheduled anyway, but so I worked out in the city in this building that was being renovated. It was like under construction. It was all gutted out. And I was thinking like it would have been really good to stream from there, which would have been cool because it had like really good acoustics. But I wasn't sure if the supervisor was going to come and check on me, which they never ended up doing. But I was just hanging out in some other lives. But that was a pretty good spot. Preferable, but I don't think we do that all the time. But I started watching this series from the early 2000s called Earth Final Conflict. It's like a Gene Roddenberry thing, and that was pretty cool. It's cheesy as fuck because it's from the early 2000s and it's on cable. But I kind of like almost remembered it a little bit. But it's weird because they had this show called V I was watching, which was a little bit newer, where they basically it seemed like they almost recreated the same show, same storyline. So I thought that was pretty interesting. See my plants? They're almost in the sun. Over again. That one was not rooting well, so I had to. Hopefully, it takes this one. Just blew up for me. Great. Look at that. Putting that pods. Super happy with that. Naders. Ralph Nader. Oh, tornadoes. I'm almost inside. I'll read comments. I did not buy any bananas. I should have. It's 85 there? Jeez. Yeah, be safe, dog. All to do thing. Sent your kid to buy a new AC, and that one quit. The one that quit was 17 years old, though. Yeah, probably outlived its warranty, right? Yeah, luckily we don't have tornadoes too much here in California. There have been some like up north, not here, but we get all kinds of other crazy shit. Proximity to the ocean. Let's see here. Shit down. Copy. Paste. Etc. I don't know if Richard was going to come back. He mentioned something about, I don't know if he was just fucking around. I don't know if he had something he actually wanted to talk to me about. He alluded to something like that in the chat earlier. It's open. I'll put my groceries away. Ooh, that hit the spot. Let's see. It's not showing the temp right now. It was up earlier, but I cleared my notifications. Sucking on a chili dog. Sad to taste the green. Oh, I know what I'll be having for dinner. Behold, the Lord stood upon a wall made by a plumb line, with a plumb line in his hand. Amos 7:7. Why a plumb line? Because it represents a standard based on nature's law of gravity. It is a tool in the science of mechanics. The simple device of a plumb line enables one to see the effects of the force of gravity. Invisible imaginary lines and planes in space are the absolutes against which variable and relative positions and movements are measured. In the study of body mechanics, plumb lines represent the vertical planes. With the anatomical position of the body as the basis, positions and movements are defined in relation to these planes. Body mechanics is a science concerned with the static and dynamic forces acting on the body. It is not an exact science, but to the extent that it is possible and meaningful, standards and precision must be incorporated in the study of this science. The ideal alignment of the body may not be attainable in every respect, but it is the standard toward which efforts to attain it are directed. The dog is passing gas, not me. Oh, God. At your mom's friend's house? Oh, I see. That sounds terrible. I didn't even check my microphone settings. That would probably be helpful. Oh, come on. Yep. All right. Looks good then. I hope these blueberries are still good. The last one tasted kind of fun. I don't see any mold. Yeah, guess we'll find out. Christian Carpenter says, I had an English bulldog. They have the worst gas of any breed of dog. Spray some air freshener. That's what the parade reminds you of? Dogs passing gas? Posture and pain. Good posture is a good habit that contributes to the well-being of the individual. The structure and function of the body provide all the potentialities for attaining and maintaining good posture. Conversely, bad posture is a bad habit and, unfortunately, is of rather high incidence. Postural faults have their origin in the misuse of the capacities provided, not in the structure and function of the normal body. If faulty posture were merely an aesthetic problem, the concerns about it might be limited to concerns about appearance. But postural faults that persist can give rise to discomfort, pain, or disability. The range of effect from discomfort to incapacitating disability is related to the severity and persistence of the faults. The motive for this book springs from a recognition of the prevalence of postural problems associated with painful conditions and the waste of human resources. This text aims to contribute to a decrease in the incidence of such faults and the resulting pain by defining the concepts of good posture, analyzing postural faults, presenting treatment procedures, and discussing some of the developmental factors and environmental influences that affect posture. Cultural patterns of modern civilization add to the stresses on the basic structures of the human body by imposing increasingly specialized and limited activity. It is necessary to provide compensatory influences in order to achieve optimum function under the conditions imposed by our mode of life. The high incidence of postural faults in adults is related to this tendency towards a highly specialized or repetitive pattern of activity. Correction of the existing conditions depends upon understanding the underlying influences and implementing a program of positive and preventative educational measures. Both of the foregoing require an understanding of the mechanics of the body and its response to the stresses and strains imposed upon it. Inherent in the concept of good body mechanics are the inseparable qualities of alignment and muscle balance. Examination and treatment procedures are directed toward restoration and preservation of good body mechanics in posture and movement. Therapeutic exercises to strengthen weak muscles and stretch tight muscles are the chief means by which muscle balance is restored. Good body mechanics requires that range of joint motion be adequate but not excessive. Normal flexibility is an attribute, excessive flexibility is not. There is a basic principle regarding joint movements. The more flexibility, the less stability. The more stability, the less flexibility. A problem arises because skilled performance in a variety of sport, dance, and acrobatic activities requires excessive flexibility and muscle length. Although the more the better may apply to improving the skill of performance, it may adversely affect the well-being of the performer. The following definition of posture was included in a report of the Posture Committee of the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons in 1947. It is so well stated that it bears repeating. Posture is usually defined as the relative arrangement of the parts of the body. Good posture is that state of muscular and skeletal balance which protects the supporting structures of the body against injury or progressive deformity, irrespective of the attitude: erect, lying, squatting, stooping. in which these structures are working or resting. Under such conditions, the muscles will function most efficiently, and the optimum positions are afforded for the thoracic and abdominal organs. Poor posture is a faulty relationship of the various parts of the body, which produces increased strain on the supporting structures, and in which there is less efficient balance of the body over its base of support. Painful conditions associated with faulty body mechanics are so commonplace that most adults have some first-hand knowledge of these problems. Painful low backs have been the most frequent complaint, although cases of neck, shoulder, and arm pain have become increasingly prevalent. With the emphasis on running, foot and knee problems are common. In discussing pain in relation to postural faults, questions are often asked about why many cases of faulty posture exist without symptoms of pain, and why seemingly mild postural defects give rise to symptoms of mechanical and muscular strain. The answer to both of these questions depends on the constancy of the fault. The posture may appear to be very faulty, yet the individual may be flexible, and the position of the body may change readily. A posture may appear to be good, but the stiffness or muscle tightness that is present may so limit mobility that position cannot change readily. The lack of mobility, which is not apparent as an alignment fault, but is detected in tests for flexibility and muscle length, may be the more significant factor. Basic to an understanding of pain in relation to faulty posture is the concept that the cumulative effects of constant or repeated small stresses over a long period of time can give rise to the same kind of difficulties as a sudden severe stress. Cases of postural pain are extremely variable in the manner of onset and in the severity of symptoms. There are cases in which only acute symptoms appear, usually as a result of an unusual stress or injury. Some cases have an acute onset and develop chronically painful symptoms, while others exhibit chronic symptoms that later become acute. Symptoms associated with an acute onset are often widespread. Measures to relieve pain are indicated. Only after acute symptoms have subsided can tests for underlying faults in alignment and muscle balance be done and specific therapeutic measures be instituted. There are important differences between treatment of an acutely painful condition and that of a chronic one. A given procedure may be recognized and accepted as therapeutic if applied at the proper time. Applied at the wrong time, it may be ineffective or even harmful. Just as an injured neck, shoulder, or ankle may need support, an injured back may need support also. Nature's way of providing protection is by protective muscle spasm or muscle guarding, in which the back muscles hold the back rigid to prevent painful movements. But muscles can become secondarily involved when they are overburdened by the work of protecting the back. Use of inappropriate support to immobilize the back temporarily relieves the muscles of this function and permits healing of the underlying injury. Protective muscle spasms tend to subside rapidly and pain diminishes when a support is applied. While immobilization is often a necessary expedient for the relief of pain, stiffness of the part is not a desirable end result. The patient should understand that a transition from the acute stage to the stage of recovery requires moving from immobilization to restoration of normal motion. Continuing the use of a support that should have been discarded will act to perpetuate a problem that might otherwise have been resolved. Check in the comments. Oh no. Clothespin on your nose. Favorite breed is a rescue. Why can't you have pets, Crypto? Because your place? This dog is a pit bull and he's not even a year old yet, but damn. Maybe they should check his diet out. Feed him table scraps. Oh, yeah, I feel you on that, Christian Carpenter. Fraser Kitty went in 2016 when she was 17. Oh, sorry. Oh no. Yeah, rescues are awesome. My last pup. Well, mine and my ex's last pup, I guess. We had to give him up to luckily he was able to go to one of those like those farms. He had to be a working dog. But he was a pit bull. Yeah, the sound's not the best on StreamYard. That's why I disconnected Prism to try to connect to my other account. Still haven't used the tuner. Yeah, after this, I'm just going to take a nap. We're going to get ready for work. Putting me on the live? All right, cool. Thank you. It's 1906. Manual muscle testing. This book focuses on the art and science of manual muscle testing, for which there is no substitute. It emphasizes muscle imbalance and the effects of weakness and the contracture on alignment and function. It presents the underlying principles involved in preserving muscle testing as an art, and the precision in testing necessary to preserve it as a science. The care with which an injured part is handled, the positioning to avoid discomfort or pain, the gentleness required in testing very weak muscles, and, when testing for strength, the ability to apply pressure or resistance in a manner that permits the subject to exert the optimal response. All these are part of the art of muscle testing. Science demands rigorous attention to every detail that might affect the accuracy of muscle testing. Failure to take into account apparently insignificant factors may alter the results. Findings are useful only if they are accurate. Inaccurate test results mislead and confuse, and may lead to a misdiagnosis with serious consequences. Muscle testing is a procedure that depends on the knowledge, skill, and experience of the examiner, who should not betray through carelessness or lack of skill the confidence that others rightfully place in this procedure. Muscle testing is an integral part of physical examination. It provides information not obtained by other procedures that is useful in different diagnosis, prognosis, and treatment of neuromuscular and musculoskeletal disorders. Many neuromuscular conditions are characterized by muscle weakness. Some show definite patterns of muscle involvement. Others show spotty weakness without any apparent pattern. In some cases, weakness is symmetrical, in others asymmetrical. The site or level of a peripheral lesion may be determined because the muscles distal to the site of the lesion will show weakness or paralysis. Careful testing and accurate recording of test results will reveal the characteristic findings and aid in diagnosis. Musculoskeletal conditions frequently show patterns of muscle imbalance. Some patterns are associated with handedness, some with habitually poor posture. Muscle imbalance may also result from occupational or recreational activities in which there is persistent use of certain muscles without adequate exercise of opposing muscles. Imbalance that affects body alignment is an important factor in many painful postural conditions. The technique of manual muscle testing is basically the same for cases of faulty posture as for neuromuscular conditions, but the range of weakness encountered in faulty posture is less because grades below fair are uncommon. The number of tests used in cases of faulty posture is also less. Muscle imbalance distorts alignment and sets the stage for undue stress and strain on joints, ligaments, and muscles. Manual muscle testing is the tool of choice to determine the extent of imbalance. Examination to determine muscle length and strength is essential before prescribing therapeutic exercises because most of these exercises are designed either to stretch short muscles or to strengthen weak muscles. Muscle length testing is done to determine whether the muscle length is limited or excessive. In other words, whether the muscle is too short to permit normal range of motion or stretched and allowing too much range of motion. When stretching is indicated, tight muscles should be stretched in a manner that is not injurious to the part or the body as a whole. Range of motion should be increased to permit normal joint function, unless restriction of motion is a desired end result for the sake of stability. Muscle strength testing is done to determine the capability of muscles or muscle groups to function in movement and their ability to provide stability and support. Many factors are involved in the problems of weakness and return of strength. Weakness may be due to nerve involvement, disuse atrophy, stretch weakness, pain, or fatigue. Return of muscle strength may be due to recovery following the disease process, return of nerve impulses after trauma and repair, hypertrophy of unaffected muscle fibers, muscular development resulting from exercises to overcome disuse atrophy, or return of strength after stretch and strain have been relieved. Muscle weakness should be treated in accordance with the basic cause of weakness. If due to lack of use, then exercises. If due to overwork and fatigue, then rest. If due to stretch and strain, then relief of stretch and strain before the stress of additional exercise is thrust upon the weak muscle. Every muscle is a prime mover in some specific action. No two muscles in the body have exactly the same function. When any one muscle is paralyzed, stability of the part is impaired or some exact movement is lost. Some of the most dramatic evidence of muscle function comes from observing the effects of loss of the ability to contract as seen in paralyzed muscles, or the effect of excessive shortening as seen in muscle contracture and resultant deformity. The muscle testing described in this book is directed toward examination of individual muscles insofar as is practical. The overlap of muscle actions, as well as the interdependence of muscles and movement, is well recognized by those involved in muscle testing. Because of this close relationship in functions, accurate testing of individual muscles requires strict adherence to the fundamental principles of muscle testing and the rules of procedure. Two fundamental components of manual muscle testing are test performance and evaluation of muscle strength or length. To become proficient in these procedures, one must possess a comprehensive and detailed knowledge of muscle function. This knowledge must include an understanding of joint motion, because length and strength tests are described in terms of joint movements and positions. It must also include knowledge of the agnostic and antagonistic actions of muscles. Agonistic and antagonistic. I'm sorry. It's close. Agonistic and antagonistic. I was like, that didn't make sense. Actions of muscles and their role in fixation and in substitution. In addition, it requires the ability to palpate the muscle or its tendon, to distinguish between normal and atrophied contour, and to recognize abnormalities of position or movement. One who has a comprehensive knowledge of the actions of muscles and joints can learn the techniques necessary to perform the tests. Experience is necessary, however, to detect the substitution movements that occur whenever weakness exists, and practice is necessary to acquire skill in performing the length and strength tests and in accurately grading muscle strength. The underlying philosophy of this book is that there is a constant need to get back to basics in the study of body structure and function. For musculoskeletal problems, accomplishing this entails a review of the anatomy and function of joints and of the origins, insertions, and actions of muscles. It includes an understanding of the fundamental principles upon which evaluation and treatment procedures are based. This text stresses the importance of muscle tests, postural examinations, assessment of objective findings, musculoskeletal evaluations, and treatment. In a condition that is primarily musculoskeletal, the evaluation may constitute and determine a diagnosis. In a condition not primarily musculoskeletal, the evaluation may contribute to a diagnosis. Hey, Nerdy Rodent, good to see you. Am I okay? What happened? I hope I'm okay. I'm here by an honorary Victorian for music on the parade. Nice. My hand is messed up, but you seem more in pain. Oh no, I'm just reading this book. I'm not in pain. Well, I do have pains, but nothing to complain about, nothing to write home about. Well, Ryan, well, we had a good run. Well, glad to be in the parade with you. But yeah, I suppose nobody wants to come to the room. I'll come check out your stream, Crypto, and probably get ready for my little nappy poo here before I get ready for the rest of my day. So much love to everybody. Thanks for coming by. And Crypto Mary and Nerdy Rodin, Gaming with Silver Wolf, Christian Carpenter, everybody inside chat. Much love to everybody. Be well and stay trusty, and I'll see you soon. All right.